He carries forward 185. He totaled up 380. And here's the first of the men, David, who was on 175, the man who's currently in bronze medal position, but coming out early in the clean and jerk, albeit on 200.
Well, that's right. Was last out on the snatch, coming in first on the clean and jerk, which just underlines the reason for having that 10-minute interval. If he didn't have a 10-minute interval, he would have literally had to walk off the platform after doing his snatch and then walk back on again without a warm-up for the clean and jerk. So just underlining why it's necessary.
But 200 as a starting point, nothing to be sneezed at. The world record is 218. But already that bar looking a little heavy.
And I think it answered one of the questions that we asked earlier. Why didn't he go 176? Why did he go to 180? And it's because he knows that his strong set is the snatch. So he was trying to make up as many kilos as he could.
Well, that gives him 375 as his running total, which is 20 kilos below the standard, which no one's yet achieved. That standard was set in 1998 when the current records were established by the International Weightlifting Federation. So interesting. So this is Ediev of Russia on 170 at the halfway stage. Yeah, looks a lot more comfortable with the clean and jerk.
Yes, took 3 attempts to get 170, but no problems there with 200.
So that takes him to 370. And remember, the magic total, David, is 380 at the moment. Andrei Rybakov, Olympic silver medalist, the world snatch record holder, in the wings, watching, I think, with some fascination on this.
China, first attempt.
Well, the advantage is that men like this know exactly what they need to do.
Well, there were one or two who tried 200, but basically all of the B group, or the majority, yeah, they're all round about 195. And this is Lu Yong, second in the national games, and 205 was his mark in October. So of course, Lu Yong, that takes him to 375. And when you look at these lifts going in as openers, David, you think, well, you know, Rybakov's really got no chance. 375, this man's only 5 kilos behind him. He's lighter than Rybakov. He's surely going to overtake him, but the next 5 kilos might be quite interesting.
Lu Yong, China, who has just established a new junior world record on total. Obviously, his following lift would also mean a new junior world record on the total. Armenia, first attempt.
So the bar moving to 202 kilos. The Armenian.
Yeah, there are two of them. This is Tigran Martirosyan. So this would put him on to 374. Well, this is good lifting, David. I mean, there's a lot of excellent efforts going in. It's the second attempts which are going to be the fascinating ones to watch now, because I think that's where we're going to see the big changes coming in. Kalancia, you rightly said this is what he favours, but Kalancia for Romania down on 165, so he's got a long way to travel to get himself back into contention here, but not impossible. World Championships 2003, when he won the world title. Clean and jerk 215, gave himself a total of 382.5. So what sort of mood is he in tonight? Well, very deep split, but that's surely fine.
He's struggling today.
And now we move to 203 kilograms. Armenia, second attempt. Martirosyan takes more. 203 kilograms for Valeriu Kalanka. Second attempt. I would be surprised if he accepted this weight. I don't need to be surprised. He is moving up. Yes. 205.
So this is Juan Ayun of China as the bar goes to 205 kilos. This would give him a total of 378. I think it's the second lifts, David, which are going to be most fascinating here.
Well, the man from the B group still holding on with that total of 380.
Yeah, but the odds are against him now. This starting point of 200. If they started at 195, then his chances obviously would have been better. But at 200, they've all gone for the high stakes here, and this man has done 207.5. Chinese in the national games still keeping the half kilo alive.
I thought he'd actually had a personal best of more than that, though. For some reason, I seem to remember him doing somewhere around 210, 215.
He's done 212.5 actually. In the World Championships, when he was runner-up to Kalancia in Vancouver in 2003, 212.5 also for a total of 382.5. He just lost the gold medal on bodyweight to Kalancia on that particular occasion. Tonight, 84.28 Juan, Kalancia 84.60, so it's flip-flop in the bodyweight stakes. But 205, he's certainly better than Kalancia at the moment. So, Ilian, the junior world record holder for the total at 374 kilos.
I'm impressed with this boy.
Difficult not to be.
I just want to see what he does in sort of a year, 18 months time.
So he goes to 375 as his total. And Oleg Perepechenov coming out now, I think.
Stop the competition, please.
And maybe not. Well, I've got to think.
Has called in the referees.
Some of the referees are being told off for something. I have to say, I've been happy with.
The jury decided that the competition may go on after a discussion with the referees. So it is 205 kilograms, and this is the first attempt.
I was going to say, I didn't think there were going to be any decisions reversed.
Yeah, that was a little curious.
Will be the next.
So it is Oleg Perepechenov. This should be fairly straightforward, I would have thought.
Well, the significance of this lift is it would actually put him into the lead now.
Yeah.
By virtue of lighter body weight over the man that lifted earlier in the day.
Yeah, Rybakov, and there it is. Oh no, I spoke too soon.
So Rybakov lives for another lift.
Yeah. Well, that's quite surprising.
He's very strong in the first phase, but he's always been sort of slightly dodgy when it comes to the second part of the movement.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that clean. I mean, it's very strange because he's almost done the work. Well, here's another man going for 380, and this is Vyacheslav Yershov, and again he's lighter than Rybakov, so
this would put him into the lead.
It would indeed, but can he do it?
Высоко, Слава!
Well, I'd be surprised after all of that.
Well, it looks heavy. Yeah, I was going to say is once you've had to work that hard and the bars across the windpipe, he was trying to adjust, he was trying to correct it, but once it starts, believe me, there's not that much you can do about it.
And that is not helpful. He's only got one more attempt.
And 5 kilograms, 205 kilograms remain on the bar.
We begin to see how important that snatch on 180 would have been.
Yeah, just would have taken the pressure off him, but as it is, he could end up on 375 and Rybakov could grab another scalp. Now Perepechenov, I think, will have to come out and do the 205 again, surely.
Established a new world record on the total among juniors, and he is now trying to improve it.
So now Lu Yong, 375. Now
he's going for a junior world record in the total here.
Yes, because he's going 205, correct? So this would be 380, and he's lighter as well. So this for the overall lead and a new total junior world record. And Rybakov is pushed back down into overall silver.
And again, a world record in total for the juniors. It is now updated on the board to 380 kilos.
So there's some good juniors coming through.
205 kilos remaining on the bar.
Well, this is what you would expect in the new cycle, new Olympic cycle. But look at the Chinese here, David, as we said. Here's a young man, only 19 years of age. And again, demonstrating that the Chinese, well, they can be effective at any single weight category, man or woman.
5 kilograms. Oleg Perepechenov, Russia, second attempt.
So in fact, Lou
Will follow him.
on 205 has the overall lead now, Perepechenov. Now, the weight difference here would give Perepechenov the overall lead by virtue of lighter body weight. He would also have 380.
It's that wasted first attempt, though.
Yeah, that's much better.
It's made life very difficult for him.
Yes, it is, because with 2 lifts to go, just have so many more options.
Yes, he's got 1 card to play now. He's going to have to play it very, very cleverly.
Possibly very late. But that's not easy, because there's so many people who are live in this clean and jerk competition. You know, if there's only 2 or 3 of you, it's much more easy to fathom out, you know, where to go. And now a man who was in bronze medal position overall at the halfway stage failed at 205 the second time, and this is his last attempt to get to 280.
But this would put him into second place, because he would equal Perepechenov's total.
And he's lighter than Liu Yong.
And of course the man who lifted in the B group.
Indeed. But he's heavier than, he is heavier than Perepechenov, yeah, so overall silver. Odds against?
Well, I just don't think it's going to be enough anyway. I just think there's still too many men left in this competition.
The second lift was so important, David, and it went so badly wrong for him that it starts to affect him in his head, in his belief, what he can do, what he can't do.
He needed the 180 on the third snatch and a second clean and jerk if he was going to guarantee himself a medal in this competition.
So Vyacheslav Yershov of Kazakhstan left on 275, effective in the snatch, but the 180, as you said, David, that was crucial, as it turns out. And so he slips down the order. But having said that, only 24 years of age. But remember, his teammate from Kazakhstan's only 17. So Ediev for Russia now. Now he's on 370, so this would take him to 377. Interesting increase here, 7 kilos. So
Well,
reasonably
put him into the lead on the clean and jerk. He looked good on his opener, I thought. He'd originally posted 202. I think they wisely took him down to 200 so that he could get a total on the board. And now they're going to use the next 2 attempts to build towards, well, hopefully some kind of a medal.
I think this is a big question, though. If he can bring that leg forward and stand still, and he can. Well done to Azambek Ediev of Russia. So 277, he posted a total, an entry total of 380. So It went slightly awry in the snatch phase, but he's pulling it back. It's interesting. Yeshov of Kazakhstan, he posted a total of 385, but ended up with 375. Now Martirosyan, again 207. So this would take him to 379. So still behind Rybakov.
Parça tik hocam. Abi nice. Kurs kat.
So just reflecting on Perepechenov, I think he's got to be prepared to do 210, David.
I agree.
If he's not,
And even that might not be enough.
it might not be enough.
The Chinese looks, the Chinese came in there, got his 205 in. We know he's done 212 and a half in the past, so he's dangerous.
So Kalancia with 207.
He doesn't seem at his best today, does he, Kalancia? He's done.
No, it's not a spirited defence of his world title.
It's not there today.
No, he's stuck at the moment on 367. So what a poor evening, basically. He's the first of the Romanians, to be honest, David. I've been quite impressed with the way that the Romanian, men and women have been prepared for these championships. But he's the first one, I would say, who's sort of just looked out of sorts. Martirosyan, third and final attempt, 207. So even if he gets this, Rybakov with his 380 from the B group is going to finish ahead of this man. Just has a little look at the clock, no worries in terms of time. Just goes through that tried and tested routine. There's the 30-second buzzer. I don't think he'd carry my shilling.
Not today. Good first phase. Needs to work on the drive from the shoulders to overhead.
Leaves him on 374. So just to reiterate, Rybakov from the B group on 380, but that total has now been matched by Liu Yong of China, who's got 380, also by Oleg Perepechenov, who's got 380, and also the other Chinese lifter, Huan Aiyun, at 378, just knocking on the door, and he's still got 2 attempts to come. And also the youngster, Ilya Ilin, on 375 with 2 lifts to come. The junior world, or former junior world record holder, I should say, for the total. What a big attempt. But albeit, I'm afraid, a little bit too late, David. Just seemed to wake up for that, but he needed to wake up 5 lifts ago. So he gets his 207. He is not, well, in the clean and jerk, 84 kilos 60. So it's only 372 kilos. It's still a pretty poor evening for him. Well, in fact, they've got Calancia down as 84.50. I had him in as 84.60, according to our printed entry sheet. But back to the business in hand. 210 for Liu Yong. So this is for a total of 385 kilos and a new junior world record total.
And incidentally, this is more than the weight that won the Olympic Games. Just to show you how things are moving on again.
Yeah, this is more than Azanidze, who totaled 382.5. At 19 years of age, what a future this young man has. But he still might not win.
6 good lifts.
Straight and 3 new world records.
So, can't ask more of him than this really good lifting. Technically, particularly in the snatch phase, but also here in the clean and jerk, so good.
Yes, this boy's got a bright future. So from one youngster to another, from 19 down to 17.
So this would take him to 380, but of course he does have, 381, and going for a new, no, what am I talking about here? This would 381, so this wouldn't be a new record, but remember he's still got 1 lift to go after this. 211 though is a new junior world clean and jerk record, so that's his, and he's still got the chance to go for the total.
And he took back the world record.
So 381 kilos for him with 1 more go. Well, this is extraordinary now. It just went into a little pause, but now the whole competition coming alive. Remember, we've still got Wan Ayun, the other Chinese lifter, with 2 attempts to come. Padapachenov with 1 lift to come. Ilian with 1 lift to come. And this man, Eddie F. 211 for a bit of... This would take him to 381. Now Eddie F weighed in at 84.73. Ilian at 84.65. So Ilian would still be higher than this man in the clean and jerk rankings.
Так, не спеши, подними грудь. Мощный посыл.
That's good. Well, I'm sure that's going to give him a lot of confidence, David. At 25, still could be quite dangerous when it comes to the Olympic Games. But he finishes on 381.
Now he's 36, isn't he?
Is he 36?
Born in 1970. I can say he looks older than 25.
Yes.
So he's doing
35 actually, sorry. I'd written 35, yeah.
35.
35, yeah. So Wan Ayun now at 212. So this would take him on to 385. Weighed in at 84.28. So he's lighter than Liu Yong, so this would take him ahead of his teammate by virtue of body weight. So 385 with still one lift to go after this. And this is a weight that we know he can lift. Lifted this in the Worlds in Vancouver when he ended up in the silver medal position behind Calancia, but he's in much better form than Calancia tonight. So this for the overall lead. So 212 kilos. Remember, these men weighing 85 kilos or less. Very interesting that Perepechenov didn't go for 210, which is where I thought he would go, but just looking at Ilian leading the clean and jerk rankings, but now Perepechenov with 212. Last attempt, but this would take him to 387 and the overall lead. Last card. No, not to be. So he's left on 380. He missed 205, then got it the first 205, yeah. Because it really limited his options.
As you say, though, he's very strong. He gets the weight overhead easy. It's just the fixing the bar and keeping it there.
So we're down to 17-year-old Ilya Ilian and 28-year-old Juan Ayun. This man in picture has got to try 212 again. That 212 would take him up to 385, and as we said, put him into the overall lead. Well, they're saying junior world record, but I don't follow that because he's older than... He's a lot older than the junior. He's given us a birthday of 77.
So this for the lead, and then there's only one man that can take it away from him.
And he can't. And he's left on 378, which means Rybakov has actually got ahead of him. So when you look at it at the moment, Perepechenov with 380 is in silver. Liu Yong is 385 and in gold. And Rybakov, because he's just checking this, Eddie F's got 381, which is 1 kilo ahead of...
So last lift now, 216 junior world record attempt, but this would also put him into the lead on the total by 1 kilo. This is a 17-year-old boy.
86 and the title for Kazakhstan.
Well, I said watch out for him in a year, 18 months.
Высоко, Ильин!
Well, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, watch out for him now. 17 years old, 216 kilos. And the new world champion. Well, who would have guessed it?
He's seen off the Russians. He's seen off the Chinese. Armenia, Albania, Romania. They've all succumbed, and 386, a new clean and jerk junior world record, a new junior world total record. 386. It was 374. It was his record before the evening started. He's now extended it to by no less than 12 kilos. Well, we're getting towards the end of the year. Who knows, he might be Kazakhstan Sportsman of the Year.
Well, I think he'd deserve it.
Well, I know, there's no doubt, I tell you he's going to have a party tonight. And it's so good, actually, David, to see people really enjoying themselves. But there it is now. This is the clean and jerk. Now remember, Ilin with the 216, then Eddie F. How good is that to get 211 and come back? So that's an excellent medal for him. And then Lu of China, the younger of the two Chinese, with 210. Now, will they put Rybakov in the overall classification? No, they won't, because we have to put him in, because Rybakov actually goes into 5th place. The man who set new records in the snatch division earlier today in the B group of 185 kilos. What am I talking about?
Yes, right.
185 kilos, ended up on 380, the same weight as Perepechenov, but heavier than Perepechenov, so he takes 5th place and takes the scalps of Juan and Yershov and Martirosyan and the 2003 champion Kalansia. And Maliki